Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get your skate every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Welcome to it. Got a ton of emails to get through here today. Thank you for all of your questions, comments, discussion points. We'll get to it. A lot of people were looking at the triumphant still shots from today's regular show. The punishment for Do It Bitch was bonging eggnog. And here's a screenshot of poor old Denny's. Justin said here from Green Acres, it looks like the eggnog just about took Denny's out. Look, he went through sheer torture here.
He did have a rough time.
He hates milk. It grosses him out so bad. The idea of drinking milk on a hot summer's day makes him shudder.
Yeah. But look how Jay Bird's giving him a arm, a hand, a helping hand in his moment of pain.
I love how the eggnog is dripping on all the other gross stuff on our carpet.
Yes.
We always put a tarp down, but nothing ever hits the tarp, ever.
Got an email here from Kathy, some info for Denny's. He was talking about the other day how he got that new car, but he still doesn't have it yet. She said, my husband heard you speaking about your car problem, and he said, what a scam. I asked him what he meant, and he said, you can't sell a car without delivering it, and you can't pay the finance company for a car without them having a title.
What the hell is going on? Are you breaking the law?
You can't have a loan without a car. They say here in the email, if the dealership is giving you money to pay for a loan, you don't really have it. It's fraud. You need to contact the DMV about this.
I know y'all are saying it's too good to be true, but I'm just worried about in the next month or two when everything starts to dry up and get weird, are you going to be fucked in the end?
Well, that's what I was saying from the get-go. I know eventually this is somehow going to screw me.
But for now, you've had a free car for 2 months.
I know.
Let's not forget about that. And whatever happens.
But it should be free because it's very inconvenient.
Well, you may have to start from scratch with a new car loan as long as they're not going to say you defaulted on this loan.
Well, definitely not. So I've already talked to the finance company, and they've received both payments. So they are paying it.
And it's going towards your credit, so you're getting credit for paying it even though you're not paying it. Where is the scam?
Well, we just don't want to see poor sweet Denny's get fucked in about 6 months. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, I'm just
you fuck Denny's, you fuck all of us. And then you got a little bit of a fight on your hands.
I'm just trying to figure out where or what is going to happen. Originally the car they were going to sell me, it didn't make it down on the 2 trucks they thought it was going to. And they thought it was a weird anomaly in the system. And then they were fearful that somebody had bought it from another dealership while they were bringing it down. One of the other dealerships just ganked it and sold it.
That's happening.
Yeah,
that is happening.
They sold this car.
That's totally happening.
So they were telling me that until they can figure out what's happening, they're going to make payments on this car. And they said, worst case scenario, they'll have to switch me out with a different. What they would do is take over the finance of the vehicle and then sell me a different car when they finally get one. But their original goal was to swap it out for another car of price and everything.
Features.
They just haven't gotten one since.
For now, though, you've got a free car. You're driving free for 2 months. If I could do that, I would ride that pony.
And they're saying because a lot of it's the microchip shortage, they're also concerned that there was another car they were going to give me, right? And when they were taking it off, one of the employees backed it into something and the fender got bent. But here's the problem. There's a delay on getting parts and stuff. So they said that they couldn't even sell me that one because they would have to get it fixed first, and that might even take longer. But they're thinking it's going to be February, so another month before I even will get it.
So it'll be a total of 4 months with a free car, and they're giving you gas.
Yes, weekly I go and get
They're letting you fill up with their free gas. I'm saying this is pennies from heaven.
I'm sorry, maybe because I was raised by many paranoid people. I want to see this thing out. I just want to make sure it doesn't fuck Denny's in the end.
You ain't fucking my baby.
I hear you.
No one's fucking Denny's
But
over
I'm
here.
not-
We will all go in there and fight for Denny's.
I'm
because-
also not celebrating so early as the witch over here.
For sure. So I have screenshots. I kept them. I have them on my laptop of my receipts. I also screenshotted when I talked to the finance company and showed them my account. And so they had I don't know. I have some of the evidence, I guess, if it came up. I don't even know if this is something that happens commonly.
I mean, we could get him a lawyer if they want to get slippery.
Yeah, I mean, it could. And technically, I mean, who knows anymore.
Denny's
but
keeps great paperwork.
I think you have right of refusal till you get the vehicle, too. You know?
Well, yeah, it's
I haven't even gotten it. So, I mean, technically, I could drive it for 4 or 5 months and then refuse it, right?
I don't know how long
I
that
don't know
works.
either.
I took business law for a semester. Cool.
You're dressed like you took business law.
Silly business.
Yeah, if you think that maybe you have been scammed, you can go to myfloridalegal.com or call 866-9-NO-SCAM.
I don't think you've been scammed yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite happened. I think what happened is that guy sold me a car. Somebody else maybe bought it, that same car, and they ran into an issue, and embarrassingly, they tried to fix it for a couple of weeks and then realized they couldn't. So
Yeah.
then they just offered me this.
I don't think you're being scammed. There's a difference between getting scammed and getting fucked. I don't want you to get fucked.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get screwed at the end. That's why I keep checking it. I'm so afraid that they're not going to make a payment or something, but they have.
They've
So
made 2 payments.
I don't know. Yeah,
I hear ya.
they've done it. So I don't.
Free car.
I hear you, but then all of a sudden he gets a bill in February. Oh, and here are those 2 payments you got to pay now. It's retroactive.
But he checked with the finance
hear ya.
company. The check's
hear ya.
cleared.
I
It's
got you.
weird. I have text with the dealership saying we're going to make these payments for you.
Look, once you've won do it, bitch, and then someone takes that away from you, and you have to do a punishment, you
Yeah.
question everything in
You
life. I'm sorry.
Damn, do it, bitch, got you jaded.
This guy's all jaded.
Weird though. So yeah, if you go to try to buy a new car, they just don't have any. So that the reason it all came up was because the guy had a truck coming the next day. That's how it all happened. So I go, if I buy it today and I come back tomorrow, all my paperwork's done. I could just leave in the car. And they go, yeah. And they gave me a temporary loaner, which has become my permanent loaner. Mm-hmm. And I
It's a
think
nice car.
originally it was temporary.
Yeah.
They didn't even expect to be giving it to me this long. So I think it's a really odd situation.
Now, did the secondhand smoke that came with the car, is that extra?
That's the only knock I have. Is the
Okay.
loaner they gave me does have some. It smells like somebody smoked
Oh,
cigs in it.
We had that last week, and I can't even be around. I get nauseous in about 10 seconds.
Whose car was
It's
smoke
subsided.
around you?
Denny's is subsided.
Well,
but
so
does-
I haven't been smoking in it, so slowly it's been going away. Once I return it, I mean, I'm
Right.
sure it'll go
Yeah.
back
Who
to
was
its former
smoking in
glory.
your car?
Yeah.
It was a rental that we had to get. We had to take my wife's car in to get something fixed on a door, and so they gave you another car.
They gave
to
you a
drive.
loaner.
And it was a smoke loaner.
I got in. I could smell it.
Yeah,
She
you
can't smell
can.
because of the COVID, but I was like, oh my gosh, somebody here is definitely smoked.
That's who's smoking in loaner cars?
Because they charge you. I know I had to bring my BMW to get serviced. They gave me a loaner. They had me sign all this stuff that I wouldn't smoke in it. And they put $1,000 hold on my credit card. And they said if I did smoke in the car, they were going to charge $250 cleaning fee.
Yeah, my smell is not great these days because of the COVID, and I could still smell the smoke in that car. To Kevin's point, you smell it still, even if you think it's out of there. If you're not around it ever, and then it's in your face, it hits you.
Yeah, if you don't smoke, it's pretty noticeable.
Definitely.
You can smell in the
It smells like
elevator.
a motel, like
Yeah.
a motel room.
Yeah.
A motel that there's some shit that went down in there that I don't know if it should have went down.
You imagine if you get a Yankee Candle, it just said cheap motel.
I'd buy it just for the novelty.
It's damp. It's smoky.
Motel 6 is missing the boat on a huge
Yeah.
Absolutely.
marketing thing.
Motel Candle.
Motel candle. It would have a smell.
People would buy it too just because it's ridiculous.
The smell of depression.
It's so depressing.
Bad choices.
Wet cigarettes.
Listen to this scam. We had received anonymous email here about my parents that got hacked online this week. And not only did they deactivate my mom's phone, they emptied her crypto account. They tried to empty her Wells Fargo account. And they did what's called SIM swapping, where the hacker virtually takes possession of your phone and they see everything as if the phone was theirs.
Wow.
They will click on your bank icon, and if you have your password saved, it will automatically open for them. If you went as far as safeguarding your account with the two-step authentication, texted or emailed, you most likely set this up to come up to your phone, which the hacker now has. Your convenient day-to-day tasks now enable somebody to rob you. I don't think we as a society realize how vulnerable we really are, and I invite all of your listeners to spend some valuable time researching ways to beef up their online security. I, too, was hacked a month ago, and I'm employed in the finance industry where I participate in weekly fraud protection meetings.
Wow.
If it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody.
So what do we do? Just throw our phones in the ponds?
Into the ocean.
Did you say frog protection?
Drive to the beach and throw your phone as far as you can.
It's kind of freeing, I think.
Which for me, I don't think it would even make it to the ocean. I'd throw my arm out and go 5 feet.
You realize you have a terrible throwing arm?
Oh, my shit's so broke down.
Yeah. But it is crazy. It's an interesting game where even the people who know about hacking are still able to become victims.
The other thing I don't like either is that whole airdrop thing. You can airdrop shit to people right next
People
to you.
do it in public.
And I can see someone accidentally accepting it coming up on your phone and going, "What the hell is this?" and hitting that button, just not really know.
Yeah.
It's weird. I was trying to send something to our sweet Denny's right here, and then Chelsea from IRK, all of her information comes up to where I could have sent shit to her.
Oh,
yeah, that's horrifying.
And my daughter, she got a newer laptop here in the last couple of weeks, and I was watching her. She transferred everything over in a matter of minutes. I'm like, I had brought mine into Denny's to do that. I'm like, how'd you do that? She's like, if you set one laptop by the other, it'll transfer the stuff over to it. And I started thinking, I'm like, okay, well, imagine if you had somebody who's really good with computers, and if you would just come over and if you could sit a computer next to another computer, and all of a sudden you suck all the information off that onto your laptop. Imagine what damage you could do with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying with the airdrop. But if someone sends you something with the airdrop, don't you have to accept it for you to get that?
Yeah, you can decline it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if I would have, let's say I send something to a coworker I didn't want them to see, and it comes up on their device, I'm only trying to send it to Denny's. Chelsea from IRK could have, it was nothing bad.
So if somebody accidentally sends you one, do you accept or decline it, knowing that it was accidentally sent to you?
It depends on who
I
it's
accept
from.
it. I want to see what the juiciness is.
But if it's illegal, you're fucked.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or if it's like a hacking thing, I'm fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can plant things on people, and then you're like, oh my gosh, if you wanted to be diabolical.
Damn, you're making me think, Bird.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
It's a pain, but if you throw your phone in, I mean, it ruins everything. If you want to live conveniently, you just can't now because people are going to hack you. If you leave your Bluetooth on, you can get hacked by dongles. If you connect to free Wi-Fi networks, you can easily get hacked.
What the fuck's a dongle?
I knew that was
So what's tricky is they do it at airports. You'll see them at Starbucks or whatever place people go commonly. But it's a program they have, and they connect to the free network, and they can see everybody's on there, and they can access your computers with them.
It's just not fair.
So don't even use the free networks. I mean,
Don't use I never use
they're
the
so
free
convenient,
networks.
but yeah, you can't use them.
You
That's
can't.
how you're going to definitely get hacked, especially if you're typing personal information using the free network. They're going to keylog everything you're typing.
Virginia's got me all paranoid. I'm always buying my gas in paper now, never with the debit card, because you're saying people
Yeah, you got to
hacking
shake
on-
that thing, make sure it's actually real.
Shake that dongle.
I think my dongle's been hacked.
Let's see it. Let me take a look at it.
One hack dongle.
It's all hacked up.
All kinds of issues, yeah. So it's a scammy type of year, and we're in a scammy type of place.
Kevin, they're just coming at you from the right and
I
the
know.
left. You got to be
Yeah.
on your game. Don't go reading your emails with a buzz. They
Yeah.
will fuck you 3 ways.
That's where they get you. We just got a fake email. I just got one that popped
I
through.
just got one too.
Yeah.
Well,
I just deleted it.
Yeah, me too.
I already went on a rant about this earlier. They're trying to trap us here at work.
That's what we just got. We got one that was designed by our own company.
I hate it.
To check and see if we are dumb enough to click on it.
I hate the trap. I hate it.
Well, because they take all the names and then they send it to the boss of all the people that clicked it.
Yeah, because
they
they
Makes
put
you
some,
look bad.
They got some cool shit I want to click on.
Like that dongle on the KVJ show, clicked on it.
Yeah, the best sauces in your area. Oh fuck, we're
Best sauces.
they got me. That's
all
not
got
my
our hook.
fault.
Best
all got our
sauces
hook.
in your area.
How can you be blamed for that?
Yeah. I think we all probably have that one thing. For me, if you said major Ohio State football star leaving the program, I'd be like, holy
What?
shit,
Oh,
what?
And you're gonna get in trouble for clicking on that?
I'd be
Shit
in.
that,
I couldn't resist.
I
Got
can't
him.
resist.
The dongle got you.
I would be in before it got me. That was kind of like what I was talking about with the Netflix scam where they talk about how your rates are. If they find your hot button, your emotions take over and you're in
Yes.
it before you
Yes.
think, oh, wait, like a sucker, I just got scammed. And they're making them more and more personal. So they find your interests and they can custom write it to say this person loves Buckeye football. If you did something, his biggest fear is they would lose their star player.
That's how they got the GM of our company.
Yeah.
They got into her email. They knew she was waiting for a contract from some company, and
Yeah.
they faked an email to look like it was from that contract company.
Yeah.
And she clicked on it. And if they can get the GM, the biggest boss of your company, none of us are
I
safe.
want nothing to do with it. I've told everybody, don't get mad if I'm not responding to the company emails. If you want me, you know where to find me. I will get us sued. I will get us sued.
This is his version of going to the woods.
I will get us sued if I'm allowed to. Oh, fucking yeah, click.
Your area's best
I almost
sauces.
FaceTime live myself naked. Yes, I can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
You FaceTimed who live
No,
naked?
me, I'm getting ready to do a FaceTime live, and I had a towel on, and I noticed that my towel was this way. I'm like, oh my gosh, one button, my balls could have been broadcasted. That's what
And
I'm
your
saying.
dongle.
And my dongle. I think the angle would have just been merely balls.
When you got that much ball, they're hard to hide.
Another possible scam Astra wanted us to address. She heard it on the Weird and Whatever about the moon landing. She said, I'm one of those people that don't believe that we ever landed on the moon for the sole reason that we never went back for research or any other reasons. This is the only reason I don't think we ever landed on the moon. Right after the podcast, I turned to a different podcast, and by coincidence, they were talking about the same topic for the very same reason. I want to know what Kev's and Virginia's and Denny's thoughts are on this topic. Yeah, I know they had said that maybe it was filmed on a set and it was all about the competition we had with the Russians at the time, the space race and who could get there first. It was a claim of superiority, and yeah, it totally could have been faked. It's I know there have been some people that have said this is it, and they've tried to provide evidence. It's one of those things. It could be a fascinating footnote, but if it was blown the doors off of it and they said, yeah, we never did do it, I'd be like, oh, well, that's kind of interesting. It's an interesting little footnote to history, but I don't know if it radically changes the course of time.
Agreed. Yeah, there's a lot of just odd information, I think, as the internet is presented to everybody. People start looking back at it and
Yeah.
kind of wondering.
Yeah, I would say it's possible, probably even teetering on probable.
That
I
what?
would put
It's
it
been
at.
that was
Yeah, it's
faked?
faked, yeah.
You're going on probable that it was
Possible
faked.
to probable. Yes.
Wow, that is a big
Well,
statement from Ralston.
That is huge.
I'll just add, and I've not done a deep dive on it, but just my sideline reading is one, they talk about the technology that they had. Have you ever heard that what you have in your phone is like
more powerful.
a million times more powerful than all the processing power that they had to send them on a very difficult trajectory and orbit to get there.
So let me ask you this: with your statement, are you also claiming that we never went to the moon? That it's all of it's been faked. Every time we went,
So you're saying a person went to the moon? Because we sent rovers and stuff.
Yeah,
but you're saying as a person.
I don't have any doubt
because
with
it
that.
wasn't just the first time we went to the moon. You know, it wasn't just the first time. We sent people back and back and back. You're saying every time that they said they were sending someone out to the moon, it was fake.
I'm talking about the first time. I think because there was such a race to get there because it was claiming of superiority. And one time it's been years now, but I had seen a documentary and read a couple clips on it. They say, look at the way the flag is fluttering and that's not going
That's
to
one
be
of the big-
happening. And yeah, so there was a lot of things like that. So yeah, like I said, I would right now be possible to probable, meaning did it happen? I would say a 55 to 60% chance it did not happen. actually.
Yeah, we had a real lengthy discussion about this on Weird One. I can see Virginia kind of her eyes are glazing
no, she'd
over.
be out
They
of
want your
it.
opinion, dog.
Yeah,
I'd rather be in the bathroom.
she doesn't care.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
fucked up. What an interesting topic.
What?
And
The eggnog kicked in.
I'd like to delve deeper with you, Mr. Ralston, possibly on a future Weird Whatever podcast.
Sure.
I'd like to book you.
Yeah. I think with a lot of those things, you don't know. You'll never know. People debate it till they've had for years,
Well,
and you
I've
don't
seen it
have
on both
conclusive.
sides.
You
Yeah.
make this statement. I don't know if it's going to really change the course of anything. I think the one thing it would change is the fact that if they lied in that great detail to everybody,
Yeah.
then you really would have a tough time ever truly trusting anything the government would ever say.
I'm already there.
But I mean, that's such a blatant. That's where
Yeah.
they're lying about every fucking thing that you're talking about.
I think everything's got some point of manipulation to it.
There's
Everything
I
that
would
they
agree.
say
some
has
truth to
some
that.
point of
There's
manipulation.
some truth to
So.
that.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get. You're gonna get some good emails on that one.
It's probably
Yeah.
the best. It's a mix of both. I bet you there's real things that did occur and real things that didn't occur. And it's it would be very great for America at that time to be the first country to get to space. That's huge.
It is, and especially if you understood the climate at the time, that was a big deal.
It's such a
way
motivator.
you look at the way we're competitive with China now. It was that times 100
Absolutely.
back then.
And they did see something weird that on the first moon landing that they
Yeah.
could not. It was an unidentified flight object. They
A what?
What? He got so excited that you're talking about UFO.
Oh my goodness.
for a good
But that's all,
UFO.
folks.
They saw a UFO there. But
Okay.
now whether it was aliens, that's debatable. People hear UFO and they go aliens.
I think the
But
only
there was
thing
something they saw.
where I am with it, I think I'm just personally past the point of exhaustion with the discussion. Like I am ready to start discussing after we've proven something one way or another. It's like come get me back into the discussion after we got some concrete proof.
You have
or we're
alien
there.
blue balls.
Yeah, I think fatigue is probably the best way to do it. Anything with all those kind of things, JFK assassination,
Yeah.
moon landings, all that.
It's another big conspiracy.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've run down that thing. When we get conclusive, come get me and I'll join the discussion then.
You've been alien cock teased for too long.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
time to bang.
Yeah, well, there's nothing new. It's all the same. It's just
You're right.
how many times can you have that discussion? It's kind of like when I did sports radio and they're like going, so who's the greatest of all time? Is it LeBron or is it Michael Jordan? I was like,
so tired.
God, stop talking about this. Oh my gosh.
It's kind of like the pineapple on pizza. Oh, fuck.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. This is a fun little story. Listener from Port St. Lucie. We were talking a little bit about medical marijuana as this starts to expand. People use it for different reasons. We were talking today. It was a CNN Health article that I had seen. They're doing studies now. Does marijuana actually help you sleep? They're putting it right now still at inconclusive, because they got some people that swear it does. Some of their research shows it doesn't. So it's inconclusive as of right now. But it is kind of interesting because you do get people like me that are, very weed curious and, hey, there's some benefits that I could have for that. And, hey, sleeping better and more sound. Oh my gosh, what a great benefit. I'm all about that. So yeah, I'm definitely intrigued. I hope that they legalize it to make it easier for people to get. And this is a story about somebody, just the slippery slope and the inexperience of trying edibles and things like weed lollipops. And
Well, they're tricky to gauge out how much you're getting.
A lollipop is tough.
That is.
She said I was an undergrad at a local college in Port St. Lucie, and I thought it'd be a great idea to go to the beach in the morning. It was my first class that day of the semester, and there was a friend whose boyfriend had made some homemade marijuana lollipops. I thought, I'd just try it a little bit, and was giving a little bit of a toke there, and realized after a while there were no effects. I didn't feel anything at all. Went to the beach, got a little bit tired, came home, took a nap before my 6 p.m. history class. When I woke up, I was high as fuck.
Oh.
Completely wasted.
Oh.
Apparently the lollipops had kicked in while I was asleep. I had no idea.
Oh, shit.
Got my Uber, made it to class, and I was nervous that the professor who I'd had before would be able to tell I was super high. So the paranoia is massively kicking
Phil,
in.
no.
I sit in the back of the class in this huge auditorium. He's not going to see me. He's not going to call on me. Sure enough, as they're handing out the syllabuses, he calls my name and he's like, hey, would you mind going and making some copies for me? Well, working a copier, which I didn't know at all anyway, would have been tough if I wasn't high off my ass.
Oh, no.
The syllabus is 6 pages, and he wants back and front and in the right order. It took me 2 hours to make 3 copies that were not in the right order. When I got back to class, I apologize for taking so long. He just kind of looked at me, nodded, looked at the copies like, okay. I'm sure he knew I was high, but then I had to go through the rest of my experience in this class. Be like, he knew. He totally knew.
Oh, that's a awesome story.
Yeah,
That's great.
so you never know with them weed lollipops.
Edibles in general,
A little tricky.
especially
to
if
gauge.
you're not in that world, and you just delving
Sure.
into it and
Yeah.
taking an edible. And
I say even when you don't feel it, you've had enough. You're cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
because
let it kick
people
in.
digest differently. And
Yeah.
I know they say on that bag it'll kick in within 45 minutes. That's not always true for people.
Yeah. Right. You got to kind of know. And I think the one thing that was good was that what we had talked about the other day is that you need to set off some time. We were looking about doing an edible or weed and driving, and the NHTSA, whatever the hell that stands for, it is a group that says at least a minimum of 3 hours if you've partaken in any kind of marijuana before you consider driving again. There's kind of a breakdown on how they do it with alcohol, and it's typically 1 drink per hour to metabolize it. But there are some attorneys that had said one recommended 10 hours and another one said do not drive until you've had a good night's sleep and then get behind the wheel. So I think if you're probably going to be trying any of those edibles, do it at a time where you know I've got nowhere I have to go and I can sleep before I have to get behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah, Yasix Bowen in the chat room says edibles is a whole other world, and I so agree. Smoking weed compared to an edible, I feel like it feels a good amount different.
I feel edibles are stronger
Okay.
in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Really?
They I feel like they stay around you longer.
Last longer.
And they don't. Sometimes they don't hit you right away, and you think, oh, it's not working. Let me take a little bit more, and then holy shit,
Yeah.
6P runs
Boom.
around, and you're like, oh.
Boom.
Well, so when you smoke, it takes 60 seconds for you to start feeling it, you know? So when you eat it, it takes 2.5 hours. It really throws you off. And then some people are like, I don't feel it. Let me take another one. And next thing you know, they're on the moon.
An edible can
Talking to a plant in the corner for 6 hours.
for
real, though.
For an hour and a half, it can take for some people. It really can.
Yeah, you don't know. So
You don't know.
Make sure you have that time where you got nowhere to go and then explore and get to know your body and how it feels.
Yeah.
Moving around it.
Once you start developing a little bit of tolerance, too, you'll definitely know how your body reacts to it.
Yeah.
First time, though, you're going to get real high. It's just how it goes. Your body's going to metabolize the heck out of it.
But the edible, you mean?
Edibles, yeah. I remember the first edible I ever took. I couldn't believe how powerful they were.
I couldn't
Because I was
either.
a pretty regular smoker at the time, too.
And plus, too, back then, people made them in their kitchen. It wasn't from a
No
a facility
regulation.
where-
You ate a homemade
Right.
gummy?
No, homemade brownies.
Brownies.
Homemade brownie.
And the person that made them, they're legendary brownies, but
I know the person you speak of.
Yeah.
This person almost put my poor Panda in the hospital because
I'm not
Panda
kidding
thought
you.
he was dreaming and then he died.
it makes you just
Yeah.
question everything on this planet.
And then he couldn't stop laughing.
Honestly, it wasn't even enjoyable.
Yeah.
It made you afraid. He just didn't like it.
Yeah. it is kind of when you're massively high.
It's not fun.
It is not. No.
Not like that.
No,
not
no.
that edible high where
It's not fun to watch either. And I had a nice beer buzz, and I'm looking over at Panda. I'm like, holy shit. He's talking to the
I
wall.
remember that because you were texting me, go, what do I do for Panda?
He's in the fetal. And we've got somewhere to go.
I've seen Panda freak out a couple times on edible.
I've seen him freak out once.
I had to talk him down and pet him, put a warm,
Like a cat.
warm rag, and then feed him ice chips and make it's all gonna be okay.
He was doing laps.
What
when
are
I was
y'all
chatting.
giving my baby?
No, I don't know.
I got an email here from Wooden Stash Dave who said, hey, KVJ, want to say hello from chilly Portland. I am visiting family and watching ATS on YouTube.
Oh, that's fun.
I am on the watch out for the violin playing families out here. So
That's awesome.
do they have them
Oh.
in Portland, Oregon?
Something tells me Portland has them.
Definitely.
I think they're everywhere.
They're from Portland.
I bet you they're all from Portland, yes.
They grow them there.
Yeah.
That's headquarters.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Salt Lake City Andy said, here to talk some smack, Kev. Hope your Buckeyes are ready on January 1st when they face Utah Utes in the Rose Bowl. We beat them lousy Oregon Ducks twice, so we'll see how it goes against the Suckeyes. The Oregon Ducks beat Ohio State this year, so Utah fans are all ginned up thinking they're going to pound the Buckeyes in the Rose Bowl. So love you much, brother.
Buckeyes love to get pounded.
They did this year. Yeah. Just excited for a good bowl game. So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it was a tough football year, Virginia. I get where your Panda's going from.
He's having a rough
Tough
go.
year. Yeah. That was a tough Buckeye year.
I'm so sad.
Give him an edible to calm him down.
Oh, God, no.
Right when his team starts losing.
Here's an edible made by a member of the snack pack. You don't know what the fuck it's going to do to you, but it's going to last a long time.
Well, that's the thing about making those weed brownies. There's such a sliding scale of
Yes.
perfecting your recipe.
You're going to be tripping balls for 17 hours.
And got an email here from Claudia. She said, I wanted to share a feel-good Tuesday. LOL that the Kevin Ralston liked my tweet about my nacho attached.
Oh.
It's a photo of her dog.
Oh, it's
you
not
can see there.
nachos?
No,
Oh,
no.
it's a dog named Nacho?
Yeah, and he's kind of laid out on the couch, nice and comfy, and it says, Quiero ser él. And she said, yeah.
Oh, I want to hug that dog so bad.
And now you made me want nachos.
Yes.
I want to take an edible, eat some nachos, and hug a dog.
In that order.
Yeah, I do. That's the order I want to do it in. Who's coming with me?
Oh, Denny's is all about it.
I like everything except for hug that dog.
That's right. We have allergies.
Yeah.
She said, I've been listening to your show since I moved here from Paraguay 5 years ago. It's a small country in South America, very small, but with the greatest people you ever meet, unless they're trying to mug you.
Okay.
That goes for anywhere. I
Any
think.
area.
Yeah, so there you go. So, yeah, so she's a big fan of the show and listening from there. So thank you very much for that.
Paraguay numbers are up there.
Hey, don't forget, Ian, too, you fuckers. Tomorrow's our company Christmas party.
Oh, we haven't forgot.
That's right.
Yeah.
We haven't. We're locked and loaded.
Yeah? When are you going?
I don't think we have to cancel Weird and Whatever. That's when we do it. So we're doing that on Thursday. We are up for negotiations. Are we pregame? Are we going in? Because sometimes we go in there fun, and sometimes we go in there business style. What are we doing?
If you want me to, I can, because I pay for her car, so I can make Mags be our Uber, and then she can drive us and then wait and pick us up.
Hold on, Max. I'm just taking another shot. I'll be right there. Taking a bong rip.
Mom of the year.
Bird's getting fucked up, Max. Ready to take us? Come on. I didn't sound. I don't know. If she's driving, I'm not gonna.
All right, never mind.
Well,
Let's get a real Uber then.
I'll pay for the Uber.
Okay.
Why don't you? We'll talk about this later. Sorry, Kevin.
That's all right. I'm very intrigued with your plans.
You want us to pick you up, Kevin?
I'm not going. No. Not
You're
going.
not going to the company Christmas party?
No, it doesn't work into
How?
my life. I got to pick up my kid from school, and I got to do some daddy stuff, and it starts at 4, and it just, sorry, it's not going to work into my life.
Can I pick up your kid with you?
No.
Oh shit! My back just. I threw out my back again. I can't go tomorrow night.
I threw out my back picking up Kevin's kid.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is not good. I can't go tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, I really can. And,
Look, I love a holiday party. I love them, but
Sure.
I want to get turned. I want to have fun. I can't do that on a Wednesday night.
Well, I think they're just supposed to be a casual, hey, it's nice, thanks, great, love
We
you
don't
all.
want to go to a party that we can't binge drink at.
Right?
It's like
so weird,
torture.
yeah.
What a bunch of fucking fuckers.
If I can't get hammered, wasted.
It's honestly, it's not even about getting hammered.
Yeah.
It's about enjoying the night. If I'm
Sure.
gonna have some drinks,
Yeah.
even if I'm just getting a buzz, and I have to do something the next morning, I'm constantly playing ping pong with the clock, and I'm not
Yeah.
fully enjoying myself. If I know I have the night, I can enjoy the whole thing better.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, a lot of these are going on, but yeah, it's tough.
We're still
Wednesday night.
getting hammered tomorrow.
Okay.
All that speech for nothing. He's going to get wasted.
Kev, I'm so hungover.
The fireball.
I do it myself every time.
Also wanted to give a shout out to Karen from Pembroke Pines. She sent us her podcast listening stats. She listened to the KVJ show for 1,026 hours and 46 minutes this last year.
All right.
Love to hear that.
Was she the top
Weird
girl?
Whatever. We had a couple others that were up there, but I love when people were sending us, just how much we did give away some tickets for the top on Spotify that listeners had done. So thanks for sending us that. But I thought that was really kind of a cool thing is we're letting people know all the different ways and places that you can listen to KVJ. And podcasting is a great way to do that. You can listen to the show without music and minimal commercial interruption. So you can get through it a lot faster. And if there's something that you're not feeling, you can fast forward it, rewind, whatever you want to do. So thank you for that. So she's a big fan of the show. Appreciate you listening.
And we're a fan of you.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so you can always send those into us. Mail at kvjshow.com.
Oh, it's over, baby.
Yeah, it is over today.
Kind of thought we just start cooking right there a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, kind of got in a good groove.
Well, yeah, because we started talking about drinking, and you got all jazzed.
Yeah, I got all excited. There you go.
You know what? The last 30 minutes was drinking and weed.
Welcome to KVJ.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a good day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.